Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you all are having a great day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. It might even be nighttime. You never know. Thought we'd check out a different kind of game here. It's called Tower3D. You play as a air traffic controller at different airports around the world. You can actually buy more airports, but they're kind of expensive. So today we're just going to be playing at St. Thomas Airport. Kind of a lower, I don't know, capacity, lower stress level. At times it can get a little crazy. You can also pick just the base game. You have Los Angeles and Philadelphia airports as well. But I like to play as St. Thomas. I haven't got the guts to play LA or Philadelphia yet. There's way too many runways going on right there. So I haven't got the guts to play those. LA is just pure insanity, it looks like, with 4 potentially active runways. You can control the air traffic density with this slider here, but playing on St. Thomas, I have it set to about 75%. Forecast is clear. Time period is 12 noon, so middle of the day. But even the single runway at St. Thomas can get a little hairy. I've had multiple aircraft inbound and outbound at the same time. So, but like I said, I could control the traffic density if I really wanted to. But 75% seems reasonable. So let's go ahead and jump in. It's a beautiful landscape. The game's actually quite aesthetically pleasing for
St.
what
Thomas
it is.
Tower, Magic 8161 requesting push and start.
You're not even going to let me get into the game before you start yelling at me? Okay, fine. Be that way, Magic 8161.
St.
Jesus.
Thomas Tower, Magic 8101 requesting push and start.
All right, we're hitting the ground sprinting. So if you've never seen the game before, over here is your radar. You got first circle is 5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles, and 20 miles out on your radar down here in the lower left. I don't think you can see my cursor. No. So this deep right is your air radar. There's ADIRS up in the top right hand corner. That's your kind of layout of your airport where the planes are, and then this strip down here in the lower right is the air traffic that you're actually controlling. 2 ways to control them. You can just click on them. It'll focus on that, and then you can come up here to your command panel, and this guy's requesting a pushback, so we'll go ahead and tell him to push back and expect runway 28. That's our active runway.
Ground, 28 pushback approved. Magic
Zoom in
8161.
Another way you can do it is actual with voice commands. It's a little tricky. The voice recognition isn't always the best. So once let's see here, where's this? Oh, he's clearing the back.
St. Thomas
Okay.
ground, Magic 8161 ready to taxi.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and give him the clearance to continue taxi through our command panel here.
Continue taxi Magic 8161.
And then this other one, this Magic 8101, will actually use the voice commands once he gets past, because I think the 8101, yeah, he's behind him. So the guy taxiing is who I gave permission to start with. Now, one thing I do like doing, I have a multiple screen setup. So one thing I like to do is I can actually click these little icons down here in the deep right. I actually like to put that on my second screen just so I have a little better reference, and I can just, do a quick glance over there to see who's inbound. Okay, so now he's clear of that second plane. We'll go ahead and give that second plane the voice commands. Magic 8101, pushback approved, expect runway 28.
Runway 28 Magic 8161.
Okay, that's not who the plane I was talking to. And you see I spoke a little too fast for that second plane. Magic 8101, pushback approved, expect runway 28.
Ground, 28 pushback approved. Magic 8101.
And then here in a minute he's going to request for taxi. We'll actually go ahead and keep, just so you guys can see it, we'll keep the
St.
radar
Thomas
over here.
Ground, Magic 8101 ready to taxi.
Magic 8101, continue taxi.
Say again.
See, like I was saying, the voice commands are a little, you can't talk too fast, and you have to wait for it to actually populate up in that command line, or else it'll confuse the aircraft. Magic 8101, continue taxi.
Continue taxi Magic 8101.
Now to be able to actually, view around the airport, I can either click on the flights and it'll focus on them and follow, or I can actually use the middle mouse button and look around, zoom out, zoom in. Unfortunately, this is all the further I can zoom in. So, believe it or not, you see this...
St. Thomas Tower.
Oh, we got one inbound.
Denali 1443 with you, runway 28.
Denali 1443, enter final, runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 Denali 1443.
So the one that just popped up, you can see down here in the lower left on the radar, he just came into the scope and popped up here on arrivals, and I just told him to enter the final approach for runway 28. So he'll come in up over the mountains over here. He's taxiing. So he's a good probably 17 miles out. So there's the aircraft down at the end of the runway. We'll go ahead and give him clearance. Magic 8161, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff Magic 8161.
Oh, we got another one inbound. If you wanted to, you could shrink these panels, which I might actually do that with the airport. Move this one down a little bit. So he's going to take off here in a sec. We'll go ahead and follow him. Because as soon as he's airborne, we need to hand him over to departure.
St. Thomas Tower, Field Air 208 with you, runway 28.
Field Air 208, enter final, runway 28.
Enter final runway 28, Field Air 208.
So there he goes. He's off the ground. We got the little icon or notification down in the bottom. So that was Magic 8161, contact departure.
Roger, good day.
Okay, so this other aircraft we have down here, since our first inbound is still good, probably 11 miles out, and we can actually ask how far out they are if you click on them. Report position.
Denali 1443, 10 miles east from the airport.
Okay, so he's plenty far out to go ahead and send this other aircraft out. Magic 8101, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff, Magic 8101.
And if you see down in the lower right hand corner, that little check mark on the red one here, that just means that we've been given him clearance to take off. We'll have to do the same thing with the inbound aircraft as well. Give them clearance to land, and then the little check mark will pop up here for the inbound. Another thing I kind of like to do, you can actually click in here and type. Once I've given them final, or told them to enter the final, I'll just type final here. Just to kind of keep them organized a little bit more. Once you get multiple aircraft inbound and outbound, it's kind of nice to keep track of them. And Denali 1443 is probably 5, 6 miles out. So we'll give him clearance to land here in a second. Once we hand off this aircraft, we'll go ahead and follow him. And he is airborne. Magic 8101, contact departure.
Roger, good day.
Okay. Denali 1443, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land, Denali 1443.
Seeing that little check mark popped up there. We still got some time. He won't pop up. You won't be visible until he's much, much closer. About halfway between these two dash marks right here, give or take, depending on how large of an aircraft he is. But I'm guessing he's probably about the size of that Denali sitting there. He's a passenger airliner, so, but he won't pop up on the, yeah, see, he's just barely visible. Then he'll come in and actually land. So let's zoom back out. Okay, that field there is still quite a ways out. So while we're waiting for him to land, up here on this control panel, you have a few different options. You can pause the game, go to your last aircraft. I haven't figured out what this little camera icon does. I thought it took screenshots, but I've clicked on it, but nothing happened, so it might actually record. And then, of course, you got your time. You got real time, 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, 16 times. One thing with this airport is there is some downtime between flights, so I'll bump it up to that. And then up here, you got your landing lights. We'll turn those on once it starts getting dark. Go ahead and show you those now. So you got your lights. The A is your ADAIRS, this airport map up here. Goofy sound. The D is your D bright, your radar down here in the lower left, and then the S is your strips, which the strips, each aircraft is assigned a strip. So that's what these are down here. And then if you click this last up here, kind of in the middle right next to the S, it'll put in here last plane called. Okay. And then of course your help, that'll actually open up the website. And of course your clock, and over here in the right hand of the bar is your points. So each successful landing and takeoff you get points, and then there's various penalties you can acquire. We'll go ahead and let's see where he's going. Okay, so clicking on him, you see up here in the ADAIRS in the top right, it highlighted the terminals. Whoops. Sorry, we'll get to that screen here in a minute. It actually highlighted the terminals, which are over here. So we'll go ahead and give him the information needed. Denali 1443, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal Denali
And as you can
1443.
see on the ADIRS up here in the corner, it highlighted the route and where he's going. You can zoom in and see exactly what terminal he's going to. And then he'll work his way along the taxiway there and back to his terminal. But since we have nothing else going on, we'll go ahead and give this Field Air 208 permission to land. Field Air 208, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land. Field Air 208.
Okay, so now that all aircraft are handled, we'll go back to this point system. So like I was saying, each successful takeoff and landing is given 10 points. We'll go ahead and open up this. So each successful takeoff is 10 points. Each successful landing is 10 points. And then you can actually collect penalties. And those will really, really hurt you because they're 500 to 1,000 points each. So each mishandled aircraft, or if aircraft are too close together, as well as other possible penalties, will be marked against you. And then each crash, whether in the air or on the ground, each crash is 1,000 points. So needless to say, obviously you can rack up negative points very, very quickly. First time I played this, I racked up negative 5,000 some points, just because it was full 100% traffic density, and I had planes going everywhere, and I didn't really know what I was doing yet, so I racked up many negative points. Ultimately, it doesn't really hurt you per se, that I found out. It's just more of a pride or ego hit than anything else. So anyway, getting back to this. He's taking his deer sweet time over there. Only because you can only go 5 miles an hour on taxiways, which I never understood. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not a pilot. I only fly virtually. I've played, various flight simulators, but I'm not a real-life pilot. I don't have a pilot license. I've never flown a plane in real life. So I will admit my aviation knowledge is rather limited, other than what I've learned by playing games like this, Microsoft Flight Simulator X on Steam. This game is available on Steam. It is fun, a good game to pass the time. Just kind of dink around, and you can make it as easy or as difficult as you want. Like I said, I haven't gotten the guts to play Los Angeles or Philadelphia, the larger airports in the U.S. These are St. Thomas, I believe, is on the Virgin Islands, and those are the 3 airports available to you. When you do the tutorial, there's you start off here on St. Thomas, just an easier airport. That Field Air should be coming in here soon. Can't quite see him yet. And these Field Airs, I'm guessing he's just a little guy just by his speed. That if you look on the deep right here, you see his flight handle. His speed is the 90, and then I believe the 009 is his heading, but we can actually check that. Port heading.
Field Air 208, heading is 279 degrees.
Oh, no, okay, so that's not his heading. I don't know what that is then. altitude, maybe? No.
Field Air 208, our speed is 86 knots.
Okay, so yeah, that's the speed. I don't know what this 006 is. I don't know. He should be. Oh, there he is. Just barely. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just barely visible. He did a little guy. Okay, so let's go ahead and speed up time, get him on the ground. See, there he is. Where are you going? You're going to the terminal. Taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, Field Air 208.
Okay. Now, since we don't have anything on the scope and no planes want to leave, which I'm thinking there's a couple that are going to here soon, you can kind of see it. This little guy in the back has his lights on. This turboprop right here in the front has his lights on, and then there's a little guy between these two larger aircraft that have his lights on. That's a little bit of an indication on who's getting ready to leave. Also, you can see this Denali right here in the middle of the screen. There's a service vehicle behind him. So he's getting prepped right now. So he'll be leaving at some point. But since we have nothing else going on, we'll go ahead and bump up time. Watch him. And that takes him off
St.
there
Thomas
we go.
Tower, Field Air 1608 requesting push and start.
Okay, so we got
St. Thomas Tower, Field Air 1628 requesting push and start.
Okay, so it looks like this little guy and that little guy are ready to leave. So we'll give them pushback clearance. First one is the Field Air 1608. Field Air 1608, pushback approved, expect runway 28. Hello. Field Air 1608. Well, fine, we'll do it this way. Don't want to be stupid.
Ground, 28 pushback approved. Field Air 1608. Ground, 28 pushback approved.
See,
Field Air 1628.
Like I was saying, the voice commands, you have to speak really, really clearly. They're really precise on what commands you can give. When I first started, I was strictly using the control panel to click, and I'd come down, select the aircraft.
St. Thomas Ground, Field Air 1628 ready to taxi. St. Thomas Ground, Field Air 1608 ready to taxi.
Anywho, I'd actually come down, click on the aircraft, the flight, come up here, look through the menu, click, and hit send.
Continue taxi, Field Air 1608.
Just like that. And then I actually discovered the push and talk commands, such as Field Air 1628. See, why is it not? Field Air 1628. Oh, maybe it's because Field Air 1628. There it is. I'm confusing it. Field Air 1628. Continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Field Air 1628.
There it is. Got it. So yeah, you have to be very precise on your commands if you want to do the push to talk and actually feel like you're actually more control over the aircraft, or you can do the click method and come down here in your strip and select the aircraft and go through the menu, hit send, But that can be kind of boring. If you're just starting out, it's probably easier doing that just to learn the commands, especially when you get more aircraft in your flight path or your area of responsibility or AOR, it might be easier to do the control panel commands by actually physically selecting the aircraft. But once you get the hang of it, or you don't have too many aircraft that you're handling at one time, I'd recommend playing around with the push to talk commands because they are fun. I enjoy doing them. This little guy's taking forever. Go faster. Nope, and we got one inbound. Value 7H something. And of course, it'll take you time to figure out who is who, like their call signs and so forth. Or you just listen, because of course they'll report in, like this guy should here.
St. Thomas Tower,
There it is.
value 787 with you runway 28.
Value 787. Enter final runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 value 787.
Who's down there at the end? Field Air 1608, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff Field Air 1608.
Now, of course, that guy's not. He's just a little Cessna, so he doesn't take long to take off at all. I mean, he's slow, but he doesn't need the whole runway to take off like the bigger guys do. And unfortunately, that's all the further I can zoom in. Oh, just, no. I mean, he's so low I can't even see him. I just see his lights. But I want to say he'll start off there and be off the ground by the time he even hits the numbers. Yeah. Field Air 1608, contact departure.
Roger, good day.
Field Air 1620, line up and wait. That's not what I said.
Negative. Field Air 1628.
For some reason, I thought I told him to go around, but he's on the ground. Field Air 1628, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff Field Air 1628.
Now, for inbound aircraft, use your own discretion on that when you actually give them clearance to land. I always wait, depending on how many aircraft I actually have on the board. Like, for instance, right now, this is the only aircraft, this Field Air 1628 is your only outbound aircraft. So really, I could give the inbound clearance to land now. Because regardless, he's the only one that's on the scope for inbound right now. For arrivals, I keep saying inbound. For arrivals, he's the only aircraft that's on the scope right now. So I could very easily give him clearance to land, but I personally like to wait until they get a little closer. I don't know if there's like emergency landings or anything like that, or declared emergencies. But I always like to wait until they're a little closer. Field Air 1628, contact departure.
Roger, good day.
Bye. And of course, you can be a little more realistic if you want to. Be a little more talkative to the aircraft. Because as far as I've seen, the commands that you give, either verbally or by selecting the aircraft and going through the menu, um, it's going to pick out what you say. But I think I can actually tell him the wind. Value 787, wind 054 at 1.
Negative. Value 787.
Interesting. I've never actually tried that. That's the first time I've done that. But we'll go ahead and give him clear to land. Value 787, runway 28, clear to land. Wind 504 at 1.
Runway 28 cleared to land, value 787.
So I don't know. Clear contact. Okay. Clear to land. Clear for low approach. I've never successfully had an aircraft accept a low approach. I'm guessing that the plane that's inbound right now, he's going to be a bigger guy, so he wouldn't be able to do a low approach. Yeah, just based on his speed, 153 right now. He's a bigger guy, and you can tell. I mean, he's already visible. Well, somewhat visible. The smaller aircraft, I'm guessing, would be able to do a low approach. And that's just something you have to learn by playing the game. You can kind of judge how big the aircraft is by the speed. We're going to try that wind again. Value 787. Wind 54 at 1.
Negative. Value 787.
So basically, I'm not entirely sure why that doesn't work, but basically it's saying the 054 is the direction of the wind, and that 001 is how hard the wind is blowing. So it's only at 1 knot at 054, which does make sense because it's out of the southwest. That should be at least probably over 200 at least. I'm guessing he's going to the terminal. Yep. So yeah, I can either tell him taxi terminal, ramp, or apron. I can tell him to continue his taxi, or I can tell him to hold his position. But since nothing else is going on right now, words, English. But yeah, they'll automatically get to the end of the runway and stop right there. Or not. He's just, there it is. Okay, he stopped a little further than I thought. Probably because he's a larger aircraft. But yeah, they'll actually stop and wait for you to give them further instruction. Value 787, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, value 787.
And he'll continue his taxi, and he's going. Looks like he's going clear down to the end. If they're coming in and taxiing to the ramp or general aviation parking, that's if you look at the ADAIRs, that's up here. That basically means they're coming in to park for overnight. They don't have any more flights. This is their last leg, so they're just parking to save to save space down here at the terminal. Excuse me. And then depending on the size of the aircraft, like for instance, if this guy was going to general aviation parking, he'd have to come all the way down here to the second last ramp right here, and then he'd cross over the active runway and park over here. If it's a smaller guy, they'll land and then exit right here, and then they'll make their way down to general aviation parking down there. Okay, well, since the only aircraft on our board is this guy over here, and he's already taxiing to where he needs to go, we'll go ahead and pump up the speed of time since we don't have anything else on the radar. So we'll go ahead and speed up time here until there.
St. Thomas Tower, value 1152 requesting push and start.
Okay, and it looks like that is this guy right here. Value 1152, pushback approved, expect runway 28.
Ground, 28 pushback approved. Value 1152.
So he's going to push back until he's lined up with the taxiway, and then he'll ask for permission to taxi.
St. Thomas ground, value 1152 ready to taxi.
Value 1152, continue taxi.
Continue taxi value 1152.
If you look on the ADIRS up here in the top right corner, this guy, it actually shows you where he'll taxi to. So even if I didn't tell him any further instructions, or if I actually keep an eye on him, he'll taxi all the way down here to the end, down here, and he'll stop just before entering the runway. Whoop. So as you just might have seen, another way to select the aircraft. For instance, if you have multiple aircraft on your strips down here, and you're not exactly sure who is who, by looking down here, you can look up here on your ADIRS and actually click on the aircraft up here and select it, and that'll put them in your control panel up here. Oh, we got another one inbound. He should be checking in any second.
St. Thomas
There
Tower, 872 Bravo Echo with you runway 28.
827 Bravo Echo, enter final runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 872 Bravo Echo.
So he's about 19-20 miles out right now. His speed is 220. And I really need to look up what that other number is, that 030. I want to say it's his heading, but when I requested the heading, maybe it's his altitude? That might be their altitude, actually. So since he's so far out, we'll go ahead and give this guy sitting here clearance to take off. Value 1152, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Negative.
Oi.
Value 1152.
I said it too fast. Value 1152, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff value 1152.
Waiting, waiting. Lots and lots of waiting. Go ahead and let him enter the final. And he'll take off. Eventually, there he is. Value 1152, contact departure. Have a nice day.
Roger, good day.
I don't know. Value 1152. Safe flight. Okay. So he's off into the wild blue yonder. And we're just waiting for this other guy to come in, and we'll see if one of these other aircraft are going to take off. Got a couple guys with their lights on down here. This Denali right here was the one that was getting service earlier, but now his lights on. Lights are on, so he's probably getting ready to take off here shortly. Another kind of fun thing you could do, if you look down here at this strip, and since this guy's the only one inbound, unfortunately, the only things I know that are going on this strip here, of course, this first one is November 827 Bravo Echo. That's the aircraft ID. I'm assuming this TRP is trip. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know what any of these other numbers mean. But these letters over here in this third column are actually the airport identifications. So the first one is where the aircraft is coming from, and then the second one, this TIST, is this airport's identifier. So it's St. Thomas, the island of St. Thomas. So if you are really interested or you get bored, you can actually go online and look up what those aircraft identifications are. So for instance, if I just do a quick Google search for airport ID of TJSJ, that is Luis Munoz Marin International Airport of San Juan, Puerto Rico. So this aircraft that is currently inbound is coming from Puerto Rico. It looks like we got another one that just popped up. Oh, I haven't given this guy clearance to land. 827 Bravo Echo, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land 872 Bravo Echo.
Oops.
St. Thomas Tower, Denali 591 with you runway 28.
I think even if you don't give them clearance, they're still going to land, unless you tell them otherwise. Denali 591, enter final, runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 Denali 591. St. Thomas Tower, Denali 1481 requesting push and start.
Okay, so the plane that just landed is actually going to the ramps. You see up here in the aiders, the ramps actually highlighted. So he's going to go to the ramp. So we'll give him, once he gets off the runway, we'll give him vectors to the ramps. And I wonder, we might have to try something here. But we'll give this guy a pushback. Denali 1481, pushback approved, expect runway 28.
Ground, 28 pushback approved. Denali 1481.
I wonder if I can actually give him taxi instructions to cross the active runway sooner. We might have to try that. And other inbound is still about 12-ish miles out, give or take. So I want to see here.
St. Thomas ground, Denali 1481 ready to taxi.
Denali 1481, continue taxi.
Say again.
Denali 1481, continue taxi.
Continue taxi Denali 1481.
We're going to try something here. 827 Bravo Echo, taxi via taxiway.
Taxi to ramp 872 Bravo Echo.
Okay, so as far as commanding the actual aircraft, it didn't look like it was going to allow me to be specific. It just automatically put in taxi to ramp, which is fine. There might be some mods for this game too, where you can be more specific. And for instance, I might have been able to tell him taxi via taxiway Alpha Charlie, crossing the active runway to taxiway Bravo, to Foxtrot, it looks like, over to the ramps. So if you really want to get realistic, you can tell them the actual taxiways that you want them to take. And there might be a mod to make it more realistic, and maybe expand what commands you can give in this control panel up here. But we'll go ahead and give this inbound aircraft clearance to land since he's a little over 5 miles out. Denali 591, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land Denali 591.
Even though we have an aircraft that is taxiing out for takeoff, we can control him, but he's nowhere near. I'm guessing he's gonna get to the end of the runway just about the same time this aircraft that's landing is going to be landing. And then this guy, that guy right there, that little turboprop, he's going to taxiway all the way down to that taxiway about where that aircraft is right now. And then he'll stop, wait for further commands. I'll have to tell him to continue taxi, and then he'll work his way across the active runway over to the ramps over here. But he's going to take us your sweet time getting over there. Looks like the guy that's going to be landing is coming from, I believe that's Portland. I believe. I think that's what the chord. As far as I know, K is the United States, and then the OR is Oregon. I believe D is Portland. But he's already, yep. Yeah, see, he's right there. Now, if I wanted to, the aircraft sitting down here at the end of the runway, I could have told him to line up and wait for next arriving, and then once the plane that is currently landing is completely off the runway, he would have automatically taken off. But I can go ahead and give 827 Bravo Echo continue taxi. 827 Bravo Echo continue taxi. Okay, that's not working, so we're just going to do this. Continue taxi.
Continue taxi 872 Bravo Echo.
And then we'll go ahead and tell this guy to line up and wait.
Runway 28 line up and wait Denali 1481.
Just because we don't have any aircraft inbound, I can go ahead and have him line up and wait. So as soon as that guy is off the runway, I can tell the Denali 1481 he can take off. So, where are you even going? You're going to the terminals. Okay. Denali 591, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal Denali 591.
Now we just got to worry about these guys down here. This little plane that's crossing over to the ramps right now, he's just going to do his own thing until he parks, and then he'll disappear from our strip here. But we can go ahead and give this other guy clearance to take off. Denali 1481, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff Denali 1481.
And we got another one that just popped up on the scope. And we should be checking in right about now. Now. There he
St.
is.
Thomas Tower, Field Air 1609er with you runway 28.
Field Air 1609, enter final, runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 Field Air 1609er.
This guy should be taking off here in a second. There it is. Denali 1481, contact departure and have a nice flight.
Roger, good day.
So I gave him final. Oh, another number I didn't go over down here on the strips. You see this 28 over on the far right hand side of the strip. That's just the runway that they're expecting, or what runway they're lining up for. We do have another runway available to us, this 10 up here on the control panel in the top of the screen. You see 28 is highlighted green. If I wanted to, I could actually flip that around and have all aircraft going off of runway 10. But the default active runway is 28. But if I wanted to, I could completely switch that to runway 10. Which you're more than welcome to do if you want to. You can... Uh-oh. Well, now I might have messed up by flipping it. I had a aircraft come on the scope who is now lined up for runway 10. Oops. So once he actually reports in, I'll tell him to go around to runway 28.
St. Thomas Tower, Field Air 1629er with you runway 10.
Field Air 1629er, enter final, runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 Field Air 1629er.
See, now that he was expecting runway 10, but I told him go around to runway 28, just because if you try having an aircraft come in at different on different vectors, you're going to have a bad day. I've never had it work out before. So over here on the strip, it actually crossed out runway 10 and redirected to runway 28. So he'll actually work his way around and come, well, he should work his way around and come in on runway 28, which is the active runway. A few other things on your little windows here. You can make the names bigger or smaller depending, and of course you can zoom in or zoom out. I use the middle mouse wheel to do that. Then of course these buttons up here in the middle, you can either detach it or make it go full screen. Go ahead and get that back up here. So you can see it. But I think once we get these two aircraft on the ground, we'll go ahead and call the stream there. Been going at it for almost an hour already. Doesn't feel like it. But I think that's a long enough stream already for one go. I mean, obviously you can see that this would very easily be able to go for really as long as you want, but who wants to sit there and watch that long of a stream, especially when there's not a lot going on. Maybe if we were at LA or Philadelphia and we just had plane after plane going in and out, we had to constantly talk to aircraft and redirect and have them give instructions to multiple aircraft.
St. Thomas Tower, Leslie 850 requesting push and start.
And of course, just as I say that, I have aircraft requesting departure, and I had another aircraft pop on my radar. Wesley 850, pushback approved, expect runway 28.
Ground, 28 pushback approved. Leslie 850. St. Thomas Tower, Leslie 196 with you runway 28.
Leslie 196, enter final runway 28.
Enter final runway 28 Leslie 196.
This might get a little hairy. Got 3 aircraft inbound. One of them is going around.
St. Thomas ground, Leslie 850 ready to taxi.
Leslie 850, continue taxi.
Continue taxi Leslie 850.
So this could get interesting, folks. Field Air 1609er, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land. Field Air 1609er.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I got this guy on final as well. Oh, he's coming from JFK. Ruh-roh, Raggy. I'm really hoping that 1629 is going to go around and come into runway 28. Because 1609 is just barely visible over the mountains. So this guy, the 1629, should go around. So he should come around this way and enter his final. This guy we have on the ground, we'll go ahead and have him wait. It's because we have one aircraft that's about to land somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's just a little guy just over the tree line. Oh, uh-oh. Little lag there. So we told this 850 to go ahead and line up and wait. See, where are you going, bud? You're going to the terminals. Okay. There's the little guy, so he'll actually exit right here. There's this guy. Leslie 196, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land. Leslie 196.
Field Air 1609, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. Field Air 1609er. Runway 28 line up and wait behind next landing aircraft Leslie 850.
Okay, he's on the ground. Oh, this other guy that's still inbound, I'm not entirely sure what he's going to do. I assume, rather I hope, he's going to go clear out turn around, and then come back and enter the final for runway 28, which will give, fingers crossed, that's what he's going to do, because that'll give the aircraft that just landed, this 196 down here at the end, time to get off, and then this guy that's sitting here waiting, he should take off as soon as, well, any second now, actually. Okay, so this 196, he's going to terminals. Leslie 196, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal Leslie 196.
Okay, so now that he's clear, we'll give him just a second here, and then we'll tell this other guy that he's clear for takeoff. I think I hear him spooling up now. No. Leslie 850, runway 28, clear for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff Leslie 850.
And then once he's clear, we'll go ahead and give the other guy that's circling the airport right now clearance to land. Well, maybe. I want to see what he does. I don't know if he's going to go clear out to the end of that dotted line and turn around. I don't know. We'll see.
Roger, good day.
So yeah, it's kind of looking that's what he's going to do. He's going to fly all the way out. Yep. See, now here he's turning around already. So yep, he's entering final. Excuse me. Sorry, I swallowed wrong. Okay. So, crisis averted. Gosh darn it.
St. Thomas Tower, 64 Fox Tango with you runway 28.
564 Foxtrot Tango, enter final runway 28. 564 Foxtrot Tango. Oi. Okay. Field Air 1629, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28 cleared to land Field Air 1629er. Enter final runway 2864 Fox Tango.
It's never ending, I swear. Okay, well, I think we're going to end it there. Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like the content, go ahead and give me a like and follow. Really appreciate you guys being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it can be a little boring. Not a whole lot going on, but I still appreciate anybody stopping by, giving it a watch. Um, Hope everybody has a great day and talk to you later. Thanks.